Let's rock it. DawnSpark. Right. Where did we leave this? This is not a tutorial. This is just me messing around with my project. Like I've always got to say that so that people don't expect to be taught something. Like, you probably learn something. You might learn something. Hopefully you learn something. But this is just trying to make a project work. So we have a combo. We've got VFX. We need to understand the distance from the target. We need to do sound effects. Yo, bro. How's it going, man? Are you well? We have a long range attack that's not a long range attack because this hasn't done anything. Do I need that? I don't know. Need to fix the hitbox, obviously. But that's fine. Okay, so that is a good point. So we need to adjust the enemies socket. Yeah. So no, it's the attack info. This one. Name. Socket to trace from. Yep. And then we also want the socket to spawn VFX. Mate, I'm telling you, man. Kids, man. It's just mad. Kids are at dance. Yeah, my kids have been to dance today. I'm pretty sure they've been to dance today. Got a big show on Little Mermaid, like, to put on. So they're just constantly, like, practicing and stuff. I swear if I hit Under the Sea one more time, I might drown myself at sea. You picked up an artist for the game's TCG. Mate, that's awesome. I hate art. I just can't do art properly. But that's awesome, man. I'm good. I'm getting over this flu, COVID, man flu, whatever you want to call it. But I think we're coming to the end of it. What about you? You said you were sick last time. Are you getting over it, or Beauty and the Beast? Mate, not sure which one's better. This name here. So we've got the sockets trace from. We also want the name of the socket to spawn, just in case it's different. Socket to spawn VFX from. So that's what I want there. And then here, I want a new one as well. Don't even think I'm using that one. No, I am. We want the... That's good, man. That's good to hear. It just knocks you on your ass when you get it. I got, like, nothing done. It's so annoying. Socket to spawn attack VFX. That's not a good name. Block or interrupt from. Because like block and interrupt are always going to be the same effect across the characters, but they may need to be spawned on different sockets. Because this guy, I'm not sure he has a head. I can just default it to a head socket, but I'm not sure that the skeleton's going to have a head socket. What we could do instead is just put a socket in every single thing that is our VFX socket. Oh, this guy does have a head. That might be better, actually. Name. Let's add a socket. Carry. Block. VFX. Socket. Because that way, actually, I can shift it around. So I can have it exactly where I want it per character. Yeah, that's the way. So we don't need this. Sweet, okay. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Like, it sucks being ill. It just sucks. Although I feel when I'm ill, my voice gets like deeper, so I sound ridiculously boomy. So if we come to this combo, where did that go? Here. I want it just about here. Rah, rah. Oh, good radio. I like that ABP one, man. Like, it made things so much easier. Just there's like two frustrations with that ABP setup is you can't really name your nodes properly. Like, so that's pretty frustrating. And then you don't get the visual of it like going all the way through. But the speed of which you're now able to create ABPs is insane. So we want to do I've got a good radio voice. That's good because I don't have a face for TV either. Anim notifies AI. Then we want an anim notify, obviously. Anim notify. Do we want a state? What would a state do? No, because we're going to control it via. Yeah, no, that's fine. Anim notify. Perry. We could just have this as one. So AN Perry or unblockable. Receive notify. And then get component by class. Enemy attacks. Tell you what I learned the other day, which I implemented pretty much straight away because it was really cool. Well, I thought it was cool. And I have this interaction system, right? Interactions. So I have this interaction system, and I used to on the player have a spear that every time I overlapped with something, it would do something else. Like it would tell me what I overlapped with, so then when I interacted, I could set up the interact. But now inside PPC interactions, on begin play, I set up this spear collision, and that spawns a spear that has collision, and it runs exactly the same, except I don't need loads of stuff attached to my player. So my whole interaction system is now completely set up and modular inside here, which is brilliant. Why don't I work with gas? Because I don't want to. No. Why don't I work with gas? Mainly because it requires C++, and I don't want to be working with C++ at work and with C++ at home. I kind of just want a break from the day-to-day work. And I'm not interested in the multiplayer aspect. This is a single-player game, so I don't need the multiplayer stuff. What am I up to today? We are working on DawnSpark. We are just working on the bear attack. Do you know the reason this guy's got a collision box around him? It's because animals have awful capsule collisions. So I have to put a collision box around him so that I can't go through his head. It's such a stupid fix, but it works. It's really frustrating. I'd rather it wasn't that fix. Add notify, parry or unblockable. Doing this. But I need to do this. When will the game release on Steam for wishlist? I don't know. No idea. I'm not putting pressure on myself to release anything. I'm just taking it as I like it. Yeah. Parry or unblockable VFX. And that needs an input so that we know if we are parrying. Which one do we want more? Is unblockable. Right, and then we do spawn, Niagara, system attached. And sweet, I start the socket. System template is, why's my brain just decided to not work? Let's select here. So if it's unblockable, it's a red one, and if it's false, it's a parryable one, which will be a yellow one. Snap to target. Keep wheel to go. Auto activate, auto destroy. Okay, cool. So back in our AN, we can do spawn. No. VFX? Parry unblockable VFX. Then we can just promote this to a variable. Is there... Okay, so this might be creating a mess that I don't like. Because we already have this detail here. Is interruptible, is blockable. I just need to make it is unblockable. Every attack is blockable. Some attacks can be parried and some attacks aren't blockable. Might need to change the wording on that. Is unblockable. I'll just put unblockable. Okie dokie. Because this is what's leading that. And there's a feature somewhere in a rig of a character we can give damage, like it works with small hitboxes for bone. What? But you can give damage like it works, like small hitbox for bone or bones. It has to be easier than what? I am very confused, my friend. Easier than what? What do you mean? I don't think I need. I don't. Not this interaction, it's this one. Convert to a variable. This S attack info. Current attack. Because this will get set when we're calling the play attack montage. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. So, is the current account attack unblockable? So we can just do that as well for the time being. Can the attack be parried? Yes. Sweet. That'll do. Now I just need to find a decent effect. They'll spawn. That's also big enough. So then, yeah, inside here, we can call this, and I'll read the data from our data table, which is what I'm after. I don't need that. Because this way, multiple enemies can use the same attack, and they can all do different things. So we could have a boss enemy that uses this attack, and that one for the boss is unbreakable or whatever. But for our characters, it's different. That's fine. If I could test this with some sort of decent effect, that'd be good. That'll do. Until we make some of our own. Right. Right, so we can do unblockable. And if I make it so that that's the only attack that we do. No, wait a sec. I can just do. Add that there. And add that one there. And then if I do. Is unblockable here. Is can be parried here. And then unblockable here. We should start to see some of the effects. he said with some hope. But the square box is only over this so that I can't run into him. So if this square box wasn't here, then I'd be able to just run through the character until I reached his capsule. That's why the box is there. So why isn't this doing what I wanted to do? Let's see if it's because of this. There we go. So now you know that you can parry that attack. And that would be fine. Although obviously those effects are insane. And we probably need to do it a little bit quicker. Give people an actual chance. Because that wouldn't be fair. So that's good. Bloody hell, that's a lot of changes there, mate. Right, so now do the damage. Brace for damage. AI. We'll set this timer by event. This is the damage trace. Oh, I've been a muppet. Why have I done that? Get rid of that. Put that into that. That into that. Life's a good one. 0.01. Yeah, custom event here. And then oh no, I do have this stored already. That's yeah. Socket to trace from. Look at that. So we do a capsule trace. Capsule trace by capsule trace for objects. And then we get socket. Get the mesh. Sockets. Location. Put that one in here. It starts here. Does that mean I need to add a new one to the socket to trace to? Right, let's do that. Just in case one of our enemies has a sword. Which they probably will. socket to trace 2. God, my spelling is awful. So tracing from one and to another. I still haven't managed to get that right. What is that? Okay, do that there. Duplicate this. Socket to trace 2. This. Maybe I should just create a structure for trace details. That'll be cleaner. So we also want the radius. Radius of trace. Radius. Sorry, man. Spelling. I've got like a 17,000 word essay that I still need to complete, and my spelling's going to be awful on that. Radius. Object types, that's what we're tracing for. We want to make an array, and we want to make it pond. So, if we hit something and the out value is equal to player character, and so if we hit something and the value is our player character, then that's going to be true. And then we can apply damage to our hit actor, and the current attack is what we want, because we want to find the damage based on that. Right. So this first one is going to be the handoff. Yeah. Hand underscore. We only need it to be hand underscore R, and the radius to be like 50. And then the second one is head. And again, make it 50. And then this third one's like a left hand, I think. No, maybe the first one's a left hand. Of course it is. And underscore L. And underscore L. And underscore. And 50 on each. One thing that I do need to do is just make sure that I can actually see this. And there's our second dumb mistake of the day. Should have like a dinger for every time I make a silly mistake. Blueprint class. Name state. Yeah, mate, I'm on the recovery, but I've been feeling it. Enemy attack. This. It has not been pleasant. But that doesn't stop us, so we crack on. It just means I don't, obviously I don't work on much when I feel awful, nor am I very active in anything. Enemy attacks. Start trace. What do I call it? Trace for damage AI. trace for damage. Yeah. Notify end. We've not even set that up, so custom event. End trace. Yeah, damage trace, and let's clear and invalidate that so it stops tracing. And then we can just do the end trace here. And then in each of these animations, because that was the other dodo thing I forgot. So it needs to go from about here. Just about here. So it's not long. And then this one. Yeah, probably about there. And then finally this one. Maybe that needs to start over there. Yeah, that seems to do the trick. Right, let's see if this is doing what I want it to do. I mean, it's applying damage. $50 might be a bit too. Well, I'm dead. So that is good news. But it's bad news because we've applied damage every single frame that we've hit, which is fine, but also not really what I want. So let's do hit actor, promote to a variable. Let's grab this into an array. And then let's add to that array. Add unique, add this. And at the end, we're going to clear this array. And that stops us having multiple hits. That's good. How much damage am I getting done here? There's nothing being done here apart from 10. Okay, maybe I am getting smacked around too much. Let's check. Ah, what an idiot. Yeah, contains item. Yeah, not full. Let's tidy this up a little bit. So we want to make sure that we have hit something, and it's the player character, and the hit actor has not already been hit once. If that is true, then we add it to our hit actor to make sure that we can't get hit again in the same frame, and then we damage them, which we know is working. Because I keep dying. Yeah, that's fine. Let's actually assign some damage to some of these attacks that don't have any damage, so we can actually feel the damage. So some of the attacks are hitting our character and being fine, and then some of them are being really weird. Okay. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Let's print string. Let's print what we actually hit. Yeah, well, I mean, this one killed me, so. Yeah, no, it seems to be hitting fine. We need to work on how close those attacks are, though, using our EQS system. Yeah. So that's all good. Perfect distance to target is the problem. Let's see. Characters, NPCs, enemies, AI stuff. AI system, AI stuff. Called by Mob AI. So it's here. See an actor, we change its speed to move slower. We get a strafe target, which is our point of interest location, and move to it. And then if after we've moved to it, then we are within a certain distance, we carry on. And then we choose our random action. We get the burst distance for the action. By getting the perfect distance. And then we finish that and perform the attack. We need an EQS in here that gets us the perfect distance of that attack, and then we can motion warp over to it. So it always looks like the attack is smacking us in the head or hitting us rather than going through us. That's what we need. Did I draw the thumbnail? No, Not at all. No. Art? I don't do art. I do code. Alrighty. EQS. Fine. Perfect. Is there a test import? There is. What's the context? This one. Okay, so find the perfect distance. We need to make this prefer the least. So that will always be the closest. Inverse linear. Don't need the path to exist. Do I need... Arc distance needs to be that, yeah. And then the circle radius can be... No, that's what I want to adjust, actually. Space between can be 100. That's fine. Arc angle can be 360. But I don't actually need it to be 360. We only need it to be like 50. So this prefers the lesser. So if I yeah. I don't actually need it to be at least 100. This can be... let me click you. This can be 0. And then if I make this a query, then we should be able to do the perfect distance of this would be like 250. Let's make it something silly. Let's like make it 500 for a sec. Make them all 500 for a sec. So that we can actually see how this affects what we need to do. So back here, we need to run this EQS, which is this find perfect distance. This on circle radius is going to be this get best distance, which is this perfect distance. And then this will update the point of interest location. Yeah. So we find the perfect distance here. We update the radius on this using this parameter to make our circle like X big. And then we find the single best result because I don't want to be messing around with any others. And then we update the point of interest on here. So then we need, before we perform the attack, we need the motion warp in. Don't think I've got anything to set motion warp. So this would be BTT set motion location. Move those over here for a sec. Because then inside our enemy attacks, we can do custom event. Motion warping location set. Have I turned on motion warping? That is a good question. Let's get the owner. Yeah, component by class. I have not turned on motion warping. What a faff. Plugins. Motion warping. I don't know why this is still in beta. This has been a thing for ages. Like, it shouldn't be in beta anymore, surely. Restart our computer. Come on. Right, there we go. Right. Enemy animal. Motion warping. Beautiful. And then we just want to set location. Location. Update or warp target from location. Target location, we can pass into that. The warp target name going to be the perfect hit. So we're going to come in, we're going to set this, and then in our animations, we're going to call for the perfect hit radius. That'll work. So we need a new task. Did I have a task? Did I create a task? I did. Event receive execute AI. Control pawn. Gets. Component. Component. Class. Enemy attacks. Motion warping location set. And then finish execute, which is the thing I forget every single time. And then this is get blackboard value as vector, and then promote to a variable. This will be the point of interest. And then we just do instance editor expose on spawn. And then, where is it? Set motion warping location. Point of interest location. So this comes in here, prints close, so I know it's a close attack. Chooses a random action from the selection, so it does a random combo, and then assigns it to the actions key. This looks at the actions key, finds the perfect distance from target, runs the EQS, which updates it based on this value here, and then we set the point of interest location based on that. And inside the attack that we choose, now we should be able to do motion warping to that. Just excuse me a sec. Didn't think anyone would want to hear a huge coughing fit down the mic. That'd be absolutely awful. Great, so open up these animation montages, and then just here, want to do motion warping. and finish like here. Do we have root motion turned on? Of course not, that'd be too easy. Root motion. Root motion. Motion warping needs root motion. What did we call our, there we go, perfect hit. So back in our enemy, it's motion warping, warp target name, perfect hit. Don't need to warp the rotation. Go in and out of it. So now if I assign this to all of them, I think there's a problem doing copy and paste between stuff for motion warping, but that could just be a bug that I experienced. There we go. So when do we want to start moving on this one? Probably just about here. Perfect hit, warp translation, yeah. And then just about here. That'll work. And then I remember this context actor. I want to grab the EQS point. It is wrong. Yeah, there we go. Save this. Shift the context actor out of the way or else it'll freak out. So this is set to 500. Which is why every time he gets close, he like jumps away. Because obviously 500 is wrong. So now if I go back through them, I can set this to be like 125. We can start tweaking how far away these attacks will be. 200 for this one maybe. Then 225 for this one. 200 for this one. One of them is wrong. 200, 225. Wait a sec. Is it wrong or am I just being an idiot? Context pawn just here. Find the perfect distance. Okay. That is quite far actually. So if I get him to do this will be his capsule based on where I am. So probably wants to be 200. That seems like it'd be good for most of them. 200, 225, 200, right. I should be updating. We are here. So that's a 0 for a sec. Point of interest location, point of interest location. Oh wait, no. Perfect distance from target for attack, point of interest location. Okay. Ooh. Just test this, see what's going on here. There we go. You know, something is like, it kind of works, but you don't understand why it works because it didn't work before. Like classic Unreal stuff, right? Those distances seem pretty good actually. Like the jaws are always going to be connecting with the person, the left arm's going to be connecting, the right arm's going to connect. So it's not like we're swinging at thin air and the hitbox isn't going to feel good. So that is solid. Right, let's do none here so that we can get rid of that. Right. Slashes. What do I got? I got this empty slash. Where's that? Weapon trail fire. What does that look like? Absolutely nothing. Okay, that's more annoying than it should be. We have no Niagara effects. Why do we have no Niagara effects? Assets. VFX. Weapon trails? Yeah. Niagara effects. Let's see. Because we want some slashes that are attached to our socket. We don't want to do them as right clicks in here for the reason of other characters or other bears. Like we might have different colored bears. So it's easier than just having full on other characters. They might use different effects. Play Niagara Particle effect. There's no good ones. I don't want to have to make a weapon trail. There we go. So that would be... I don't think you'd have one on the head, would you? No, we're going to leave that to do there. And our socket to trace from. Yes, yes, yes. All of that's good. All of that's good. And then when we're dead, we want to unset focus. New task. ETT. Stop. Leave XQAI. Drop pawn. Stop logic. Yeah, brain. Where's the brain? Might be in the controller. Yeah, brain component. Stop logic. Dead. Finish. Execute. Pilot save. Stop tree. So that is what happens when he dies. On result change. On value change. For the lower priority. So as soon as we die, it does this. And as soon as we've seen the actor, we start to do our attack setup. That's fine. We haven't seen our actor, we do our patrolling and we abort ourselves. We get a random location around an area. If we've last seen the actor, then we get 3 random locations around the last seen location. And then we go back to our patrolling on our home base. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. So now, if I just do this simulate, this bear will dislike the player's controller. Why is that? There you go. And he'll just continue to patrol around. What we do need to work on is turn in place. It's like, that was awful. It's the rotation. So yeah, we need to work on the turn in place. So it turns around properly. As if it was an actual bear. But we have his attacks, which is good. We need his sound effects. Don't know why the bear's got a stat. Why has the bear got a stat? Config for the bear. Yeah, that's fine. Why do I put stats on the bear? Just to make him a massive bear. We could do... I get the health component. On health changed. If the new percentage is less than or equal to 0.25, we can make it so that he just runs away. But that's also just a bit meh. So, enemy HUD. What was the enemy HUD? Just the health bar. That's fine. Why do I need to set the enemy reference? Okay. Need to have a think about that one. What's the parent doing? Set enemy reference inside the HUD. Okay. It's not doing anything. Interesting. You know when I do something, then I look back at it and I'm like, why did I do that? It's always a learning experience, right? As to why something is the way it is. What is... Remind me what this plugin is. Target system documentation. Right, let's take a peek. Create this lock-on system. Yep. Yep. Blueprint functions. Configuration. Targets the pawn. Changes the control rotation. Yep. Break line of sight. Should draw locked on widget. Yes. Yes. If enabled, it will change the system behavior and computation of axis value when switching targets with axis inputs. Instead of the original behavior, which only rotation threshold, this will compute a rotating stack, which gets higher based on the axis value on each frame. When it exceeds, the switch happens. This value. Okay. Let's see. Yep, that's fine. And that's fine too. Okay. I can get rid of my whole lock-on system with just this plugin. And that'll save me a bunch of faff. plugin is super old as well. More people should use it. So target system, target axis pawn, target collision channel pawn, show control rotation, yes. Straight line of sight 2, widget, yes. No, yes. That's fine. Target lock. Go no. Get this. Ugh, I need that documentation again. Target system. Target system, yeah. Okay, so yeah, owner, get from my class. Not equal to bow. Yes. Then rather than lock on target here, we need this. And that is a good question. So we can get rid. Let's just stop and think about that for a second. Okay, so VP base character. This target lock's not even used here, so get rid of that and add that back in here. Yeah, that's fine. Like, you can have everything on your base character. Then it gets a bit confusing when you're looking at it and there's no need for half the stuff on there. And that be the problem we're having now. I mean, I sound horrible because I'm fucking poorly, mate. I don't sound miserable. Like, I'm not fucking well. Still fucking doing it. Oh, man. Yeah, well, But that's alright. Miserable. Man. Ugh. What are you about? Our base character doesn't need equipment. That's only for a player character. Why are you not liking that? What is wrong with that? Equipment. Here. Why have I got this here rather than inside? I mean, it's definitely not, man. One person, like, you can't say someone sounds miserable. That's a whole different meaning than poorly. You can say someone sounds awful or poorly, but like saying someone's miserable just means they're sad, right? Definitely not miserable. Just like taking a kicking, mate. Let's cut that. Go to BPC equipment and shove that in there. Don't like this. Fair. Then yeah, I'm completely clogged in horrible, but it was much worse like 3 days ago. So it's just one of them. Just one of them things, mate. Like the world doesn't stop just because you're poorly, man. It should. Like the world should stop. Because then I'd have so much more time to do stuff. But it doesn't. Um no, fire mode's fine. I don't need loot in here. Currency I do need. So that's fine. I also need to spend it as well. Where's that? Yeah, that's fine. Element of damage gets applied when we set up a weapon. Abilities. Bows. And the damage manager. The damage manager could probably be incorporated with the elemental manager. What does that even do? Remind me. Hit reactions, yes. Calculate damage. Crit hit. Calculate damage to be taken, that's all. So it gets the incoming damage, checks the blocking angle. And to see if we are blocking. Checks if the attack can be blocked. Where's that set? Ah, I know where that's set. Okay, so actually inside our BPC enemy. Enemy attacks, here we go. Rather than apply damage, we want to hit actor. Component. and set this up to be not. And the damage dealer is go. That'll do what I want. So now our hit reaction should work. But they don't have any equipment. Yeah, hit reaction. Right, so that is him working for the most part. Let's go grab sword and shield. Why does he keep doing his unblockable? There we go. There's his blockable. There's an argument to say that these attacks are too fast. There we go. Can this guy receive damage yet? Well, he doesn't have a health bar, so that is a problem. But he also needs some hit reactions too. I don't know if these are doing any damage. Could also. Ooh, what is this? That is fine. What about that? So our damage manager does that. But our damage manager reads from you know what? I want to do. Where's my high use functions? High use functions. Blueprint macro library. Active component. Blueprint macro library. Get components. This will be get scale of owner. Get owner. Get component by class. Skeletal mesh component. And then get what's it? That'll do. These are all the attachment sockets, that's fine. So that can go in there, but that's not really what we were trying to do. We were doing something else. We were doing this. We were doing the event graph. And I was going to do gameplay. Add component by class. Target would be get owner. And we want that's the blocking stuff. Calculate damage to be taken. What if they don't have the blocking component? Then that will fail on its ass. Ooh, whoopsie. Right, so let's check first that this is valid. How did I learn Unreal Engine and programming? YouTube. And yeah, legit, just like YouTube. So if we don't have the blocking component, then we don't need to check anything is being blocked because we don't have it, and that will fail if we don't have it. Calculate crit chance is done by combat stats. You should record all your Vin's voice line. No, because I don't want to sound like me, mate. Plus, like, I'm being killed by my like throat just speaking here. Find resistances. Where's the resistance map? Where are you? Calculate damage reduction. Did I follow any courses? Like, yes and no. In terms of YouTube, it was just any full game course that you are interested in of that genre. Like, don't follow a full game course to make an RPG if you're wanting to make a car racing game. And then like make sure they're over an hour's long or in a series, and make sure that series is complete. Those are my tips for that. And then in terms of like you could do a paid course, Stephen Ulibari's Blueprints course. That's a really good one. It's well renowned. Like it's really strong. It's just a really good course. Scale mesh. But Chris, welcome. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great fun. It's better when you feel good and don't sound like evil Darth Vader, because you've got a cold. But yeah, no, it is good fun getting everything to do stuff. What I would say is not just save, but like get yourself a little backup system going, like version control. Yeah, it just means that I know what I've done at certain points. And just understand that like it's gonna take time. it's like any skill, right? Like it took you however long to talk, it took you however long to swim, it took you however long to ride a bike. It just takes time. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. What's that out? I thought I'd just made a. I need to work out what I'm gonna do for 5K. Like we are creeping up on 5K. And I haven't. I think I've got some ideas, but I need to actually like sit down and work out. So if anyone has anything that they want on a for anything they want for free to go up on the Fab store, like some sort of thing, then oh mate, it's so good. Diversion is so good. It is lightweight and it's just so much easier than like all the Perforces and the GitHubs. It's just so much less complicated. This should be a variable. It is just really strong. I want to add block. I could add block in here actually. I think I want to add resistances and combat stats. Resistances. It's a variable here. And then combat stats. And put that to variable. Ooh, that one might be a bit awkward actually. What do we do with combat stats? Where are you? Combat stats. We just won them out. Enemy BP. Remind me what I do here. Time splitters, man. Bloody hell, I haven't played that in a while. I ain't thought about it in a while. Like sitting on the floor of my mate's house, PlayStation 1, arguing who would get the gun controller because we thought we were badasses, and then dying really quickly because we were not badasses. And yeah, man, I haven't thought about those days in ages. Combat stats. These values. Yeah, I'm not actually doing anything with this. Okay, that's fun. They still have time splitters in those like arcades and though, where you like just yeah, those such a great game. And House of Dead. Anyone remembers House of Dead? I don't think I even got as far as getting sticky bombs, mate. But resistance is elemental damage. What's this BPC that just randomly made up? It's the stats one that I've not touched. Mm. Distances. Don't break on me now. There we go. Okay, critical hit chance. What? How are we sick at the same time with the same thing? Did we make out? Only in your dreams, my friend. Yeah, this is... This is my scope down version. Like, Dreamcast was like just before my time. So I my mate down the road had a N64. That was the first console I ever played on. So that was like GoldenEye and Half-Life. I think was on the N64. And then after that, there was like the really square PlayStation, the PS1, and then there was the PSX, which was like the little Palm version one that was like a little pebble. That's the one I had. And that's when I started like games and stuff. And then and then computer wise, I didn't have a computer until a year ago, like a proper computer. So I haven't played any computer games. Like I never played World of Warcraft or anything. So it just depends. Like, games, man. I got distracted by chat and forgot what I was doing. What did I just put on here? Put something on here. Resistances. So base character can now get rid of BPC resistances. Don't break on me now, baby. Ooh. Why am I over here? Oh, okay. Does the stats update? Stats. Why don't you update? Oh, because I haven't equipped you. I mean, that's a good start, isn't it? Stats. Poison resistance 50. Poison resistance 50%. Let's go. Oh no, these aren't straight. Damn widgets. Combat stats, elemental player stats. What's the damage on this sword? Oh. Okay. Quest log. Should be able to do. I mean, like, when was the Dreamcast out? Like, what year was the Dreamcast out? I'm very ill, mate. I'm like super ill. I've been ill for not a long time. I've been ill for about a week now. So I'm not great. I'm not doing awful, but I'm not doing fantastic. But we're getting there, man. We're getting there. No way was the Dreamcast out in 1998. Can't be. Really? Oh wow, I've got to fact check this. Surely not. Dreamcast release date. Oh no, you're right. November. Wow. So when was the PlayStation? The PSX release date? 1995. I definitely didn't have one then. I was 2. 1994. What was the PS2 at? Okay. Wow. Fair enough. Looks like I was always like a generation or so behind. Welcome in Area North. Did that complete our quest? It did complete our quest. It did not complete our quest. Why did it not complete our quest? God damn it, man. That's alright, man. I appreciate your concern, though. But hey, there's not enough time there's just not enough time for anything, mate, honestly. Data tables, DT quests. Head towards the North Village. Yeah, wait, this isn't doing anything because the test village hasn't been assigned. There's no required quest. The quest giver is the little dude. Doesn't trigger anything. I thought I got rid of this. Has timer seconds. I feel like I'm working on an older version. Right amount. Fill that bit. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for dropping by, man. It's always good to see you. I'm not going to be long. Probably like 10 minutes. I'll make some food as well. I need to start asking people what they're making for like lunch and tea because I'm shocking at food. I need ideas. People need to be telling me like what they're making so I can try different foods. Like my kids eat sausage and chips and that's about it. They are cultured. They're not at all. But also I can't cook, so. So obviously that Niagara effect needs to be smaller. But it's pretty solid. Might want to do a visual effect on when he smacks into the ground, but as far as AI goes, spag bowl, yeah, mate, they don't like spaghetti. I've not played World of Warcraft, mate. So I told you I first got a computer that last year to learn Unreal Engine. Sick. Oh, what's the hit react? Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Damage manager. Calculate damage to be taken. Plays the stagger montage. Right, okay. So here we have a problem. And this problem is because there's nothing here for a bear to play. A bear doesn't have one hand. I mean, I don't want to play WoW. You know what I do want to play? I do want to play Arc Raiders because I love those extraction shooters, and it looks... No, I don't like extraction shooters. I played so much of the Division over COVID. I put like 4,000 hours into the Division over COVID. It was insane how much I played that game. And it looks exactly like the Division in my eyes. Everyone, like, people are telling me it's not, but to me, it looks like the Division. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could play that. And that'll be the first game that I've played in so long. So if we're blocking, we don't deal any damage at all, which is what we want. Pardon me. What, that I didn't play? I said to you that I didn't have a computer since last year. Yeah, but I only brought a computer so that I could learn Unreal. And that's it. Block React. Skeleton Mesh. Well, I thought we already had that. Okay. Yeah. This is the problem when you build something and you forget that you're going to have enemies in your game. Is that you build for the player and it often isn't the same as the enemies. That's alright, I'll come to that in a bit. Damage manager. Let's try and fix this. Play hit reactions. That's what I want. Because yeah, this is not going to work for a bit. Yeah. I mean, playtesting is going to be hilarious. Just in general. This needs sorting out. How many hit reactions do we have? Rabbit. Animations, man. Animations make a whole game a thing. But like, they could also break your game as well. What have we got? We got dodge, we got unarmed hit. The bear's only gonna get hit just like that. Okay, that's fine. We can get hit on 4 sides. See, I don't like having different things for different enemies and stuff. There's a dodge. That's fun. I don't think it goes back far enough. You just like a little tap back. It's not really. Then there's this stun. We just make it longer. Can be the stun thing. Put some stars above his head. Make it look like he's stunned. Is this a state though? Like, do you say that a stun is a state? And does it go in the state machine? Or do we just play an added montage to say that they're stunned? It's mad what goes into it, right? It is insane just what goes into making a game. Like, I would, yeah. It does make you appreciate, for sure, like, the reasons why things take so long. It's because of the effort that's involved. it's not so much the prototype, it's the polish, right? Like we've got attacks here, yeah. So we have a bear, it comes around, it attacks us. I've got a little parry signal and a little unblockable signal at the top. Like the green one is parryable, the fire one is unblockable, right? That's awesome, like sweet. But it's polished, right? So I need a better Niagara effect. I need sound effects for what the bear's doing. I need Niagara effects for the claws swiping. I need some like hit sounds for when the enemy's getting hit. And we're just talking this little section of the game here, and that we've made in 2 hours. Well, changed in 2 hours while having a chat, and all the extra stuff that is still needed. It's nuts. Just the amount of work that goes into stuff, getting it polished, and the hit stop, yeah. Yeah, and knockbacks. I haven't even put knockbacks in here either, so that's a thing as well. And yeah, mad. Anyway, I want to go and cook some chicken gyros for me and the kids and the missus, and hopefully, and take a bunch of legal drugs to help me feel better and hopefully get better. So, appreciate you joining us. This was just a chill one where I'm trying to get my game sorted out. So apologies if you didn't learn anything, but hopefully you had a nice time. And yeah, have a great weekend. We might do another stream tomorrow. It depends how we feel. Weekends are good fun though. But no, have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.